plane crashes just after attempting a confirmed check.
Captain, open the door! Captain!
The world is shocked, but the cause is not what they expected.
Mayday.
2-1 to engage the other pilot. Yeah, go ahead.
August 11,
Kinder
2007.
111 climb. Kinder 111 climb into flight level 5,700. Thank you.
Kinder Airways Flight 111 just took off from Midlands Airport headed to Shaw Airport. With the flight plan I sent that simple. The plane took off from New York LaGuardia Airport headed to Hawaii, with a stopover at Los Angeles International Airport, California. From Hawaii it continued to Midlands Airport in Archipelago. From Midlands Airport, the aircraft will continue to Shaw Airport in the main islands. After that it will drop all the passengers and fly to Mountains Airport for engine checks. When the checks are done, the plane will continue to Cliffs Airport to refuel, and finally go to Hawaii. At 0:21 one of the last photos on board Flight 111 was taken. Captain Callie Hartfield took the picture. Callie Hartfield had 11,000 flight hours in total. Callie started his career in the Royal Canadian Air Force in 1999. At the time of the crash Callie was 26. He also had 1,000 flight hours in the MD-11. The MC Donald Douglas 11 is a surprisingly modern aircraft. The MD-11's frisk flight took place in January 10, 1990.
Long Beach, California. The flight officially kicked off an ambitious 10-month, 5-aircraft FAA certification program.
The frisk officer Michel Daty, who was 23 at the time, had 1,000 flight hours in total. In the MD-11 he only had 341 hours. Daty was training to be a young captain at the time. He started his flying lessons in 2001.
You are free to go. Alright, free to go. International.
The plane is now over international waters. Before 2011, the ocean of A.C. Onion, or the ocean that separates the Archipelago Islands and main island, was considered international water. The plane is cruising steadily. On board Flight 111 were 297 occupants. This is the last video footage ever taken on board Flight 111. The plane is cruising at 10,000 feet or 3,280 kilometers in the air. The two pilots are alone. They are alone but surrounded by other flights that go daily. The pilots are mostly calm.
Can't you believe it? We're alone. We're alone over the ocean again. Oh, not the first time in my career being alone in the ocean. It's kind of scary. Over the ocean. Do you know when we will arrive? No. Gosh darn it. I need to get my job assignment. Ooh, let's go, Johnny. Let's go. I can finally get my job assignment. Yes.
Flight 111 is approaching Shaw Airport. It is near to its final approach to runway 27 right. But the pilots decide to make a confirmer check.
Do I deceive? We are making a confirmer check around the airport.
And confirmer check is when the crew decides to check the area around the airport. It's unknown why the pilots did this. At 0:48 something unusual happens. The frisk officer leaves the cockpit, leaving the captain alone. The plane is climbing to 4,000 feet. Suddenly, something more stranger happens. The autopilot disconnects and the plane starts diving. It barely made it to 3,800 feet. The first officer knows the plane is diving. He tries to open the cockpit door. It doesn't work. A terrifying realization overwhelms the first officer. He is shouting for everyone to brace. The plane is speeding up. It will hit the ground at any second.
Brace! You go like this! You go like this! Brace! No, why is this happening? No, please, no. Johnny, I'm not able to get my job assignment.
Kinder Airways Flight 111 has crashed. It crashed near Shaw Airport. Now it is time for the investigators to figure out what happened. Surprisingly, out of the 297 occupants, 27 have made it out alive. In the morning of August 12th, TASB investigators gather to find out what went wrong. Alan Dusty is the first one to arrive.
Hi, I'm Alan Dusty and I have been a TASB investigator for many years. When I arrived at the crash site, I felt like I was in a movie. The wreckage was spread over a wide area of about nearly 2 kilometers or at least 1 kilometer. And it was horrifying. And I feel bad for the families who lost important family members. But it was just weird. I can't describe it, and the smell was horrible. Hello. My name is Elvin Tatarak, and I'm a human psychologist and former crime investigator. When you can't describe the smell of a dead body, or you don't know what it is like, but you certainly don't want to experience it. It's like rotten eggs. It's like many rotten eggs and mold. It's so horrible. As you can see, I cannot describe it even myself. But you can never get used to the smell of a dead body. You can just smell it. It is bad.
The investigators are told that most of the bodies were found from the forward and middle section.
When I got to the forward section of the aircraft, I could smell dead bodies, although all of them were moved. I could smell dead bodies and kerosene. And I asked, hey, is this cleared out of kerosene? They said yes.
It took 4 hours to extinguish the fire, and another 1 hour and 51 minutes to clear the bodies.
It was pretty weird since it had taken 4 hours to extinguish the fire. There was a lot of that kerosene on board the aircraft. It took nearly for the whole night for everyone to clear it out. And at 6 a.m. we arrived there. And at 6:40 we decided to go look for the black box recordings, and we found them. Hello, I'm Alvin Z-Bear, and I'm an expert on technical devices like computers and other stuff. even FDR data. Those black box recordings were sent to Washington. They were extremely damaged, and I was responsible for carrying them onto a car that would transport them into a plane, and the plane would go to Washington, D.C. to analyze the black box recordings. And I was extremely concerned. The cockpit voice recorder on CBR was the most damaged one. When the plane left, I was too concerned. I started panicking a bit that what if that plane crashes? I mean, there's expert pilots on board that, but eventually at our local time of 4 p.m. the black box recordings arrived in Washington. And I got some bad news. One of the crates had dropped down, dropping the FDR. And then I got good news. About 28 days later, my friend Matt called me and said, like, "Yo, Alvin, my good friend, I've got some good news for you. After many months of after nearly 1 month of waiting, we've got it. The CBR and FDR have been retrieved. Do you want me to send them back?" And I said, "No, don't send them back. We'll go to Washington." But the funniest thing for me is that one of the technicians there declined me going there. So they had to send that thing back. And we made an agreement in Shore Airport. We were there and noticed that the plane had crashed in between the highway RU4 and runway 27 right, and we were a bit confused. Our team got the back section, and the firefighters and medical personnel there test that most of the survivors were at the back. But I was thinking, were they a bit lucky because there's a second engine at the back of the aircraft?
The MD-11 has 3 engines, 2 on the wings and 1 at the back on the tail. How did the back section not blow up on impact?
Now I got to the back. I wondered the same question as everyone. How did the back not blow up? Then I noticed that part of the tail on the impact when the back section of the aircraft impacted the ground had flown off on the distance on the left side about probably 100 meters from the back section or something. And then I noticed that this engine mounted on the tail, this wasn't working on the impact when the plane impacted the ground. So could it have started, or could that have caused the crash? And what is weirder, that when I talked about going to the cockpit and smell all those things, so the forward section and smell all those things, I also noticed that the cable to the right side yoke in the cockpit was broken. So I was like, could something have destroyed the cables, and in-flight fire could spread quickly?
On September 2nd, 1998, and fire started on board an Swiss Air MD-11, resulting in 229 fatalities. The fire was caused by the flight entitlement system overheating. It's not likely that it would happen again. But then what could possibly cause the fire, destroying the control wires?
We decided to check the cargo of the airplane.
The investigators checked the cargo.
Lithium-ion batteries. I see no dangerous cargo that could start a fire. Nothing indicating that a fire could start.
The investigators don't find anything in the cargo manual that could cause a fire. They start to look at technical logs.
I started to look at technical logs sent by the aircraft during the flight. As I got permission, I was thankful for that. But I ended up finding something weird. Look for another pocket too. In the last moments, I was kind of hesitant to press. Then I was told, put it with the data, other pocket data. Then I was hesitant to press enter, but then I pressed it, and we got something. It is very loaded in. Alright, we got something. What the hell is that? I found something critical, guys! What is it? Upon opening the file a bit and scrolling through it, I found something in the other part data. Click closer to it. Enter the full screen. What the hell is that? What the hell could that mean? What the hell? I don't know what it means. Well, what we did know at the time was that indicated an autopilot file, sound file, but we weren't able to open it for some reason, and it was a bit chaotic. Here it is again. They found a man of fuel. Could have put too much fuel in the engine causing an explosion. That's not possible in any way. Gosh dang it. Of course it's not possible in any way. But we have to consider facts. We need to think logically. Yes, we need to think logically and carefully. Because we are investigators. Not 5-year-olds. We have to check around this area here. Could the ATC have been a mistake? No, we're not going into that yet. Yeah, mechanical details have to be reviewed first. And then pilot error or ATC error. Alright, let's go! Put the list under there. We need to investigate this more.
The investigators have a clear list of possible causes. First was fire, but it got ruled out. Now another possible cause, mechanical failure. Mechanical failure is the deadliest cause for a plane crash. In August of 1985, and Japan Airlines 747 slammed into a mountain after the tail ripped off. It became the deadliest plane crash in history. Could the control cable have snapped?
Wait a minute, I saw something here. Here, I found it, the cable system, alright? I know anything available, we need it here. We need something. Do you have a digital, do you have other, have you stayed connected with some people? So you have, oh that's good. And these papers on the flight. Yeah, let me check them. Alright, analyze station, please soon.
The MC Donald Douglas Maryland 11 utilizes a flight control system that includes control cables, particularly for the ailerons. These cables transmit from the cockpit to the flight control surfaces. In the event of a control cable jam, the MD-11's aileron system is designed to allow for a breakaway mechanism, enabling for the pilots to maintain aileron control on the non-jammed side.
When we were looking 5 days after the crash, we had analyzed the cables, and it seems the cables broke down due to a high impact force. When the plane impacted the ground so hard, so the cables broke on impact. We pretty soon started to notice troubling detail about the first officer, co-pilot. He wasn't in the cockpit at the time of the crash, which was weird, so we started to consider something.
The cables broke due to a high impact force, but the investigators start to notice something. The county pilot wasn't in the cockpit when the plane crashed.
The thing that I noticed about the captain, that accordingly months ago he had lost his grandma. Grandma. She had died of old age, and the captain got a bit depressed, but then he decided to continue flying again, and he got happy. But many months after his grandpa passed away, he couldn't be depressed anymore. And many months after, he couldn't be depressed that much, but not without such intent to commit suicide.
On October 31, 1999, Egyptair Flight 990 crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, resulting in 217 fatalities. The cause remains controversial, but experts say the crash was caused by pilot suicide.
We have started to think that the cause was a pilot suicide. We teamed up with the FBI and police. We went to his house and searched it up. We didn't really find anything indicated. Pretty dark in here. Funny. This is pilot record in this back. Thank God he hadn't burned anything. Yeah, that would have been a crime. Right, let me see. Improper put papers. No, not in this one. We didn't find anything. It was suspicious, and we started leaving. What? You found a USB? It says computer files. Yes, a separate USB for computer files. Ouch. My head. Shit. Oh, sorry about it. My hand. We need to get out of here. But it's a crime investigation, I know. This place is scary as hell. There were some things that were suspicious and we found them put disclassified, so we can't talk about that here. And there was really nothing else indicating to pilot suicide. So there was nothing. But then it was just confusing for us for many days. On August 20th, we were nearly starting to give up until we got something that I don't even know how to describe it. Here it is. We are still waiting for the CBR to be done in Washington so that it could be sent back. I am T1 and I was sent to Russia side also, and many days after I was confused. Then I saw possible signs of sabotage, the plane's back controls that could have brought down the plane if it was severe enough. So I got some of the crime investigators that there's something wrong with these back things here, and they agreed to help me. So.
One of the investigators found something that could be a sign of sabotage. Somebody on the ground at an airport could have sabotaged something. The investigators can find anything and they're running out of luck. After 28 days since the crash, the investigators can listen to the CVR.
I was like, yes. After 28 days, you can listen to the CVR. And it was not what I expected. It was totally different. And I blamed the airline. Have we gone in? Are you ready? Yep. Yeah, just trying to climb your still. Alright. I have a little question here for you after we're done. Could you get me a cup of coffee? Yeah, I sure can get you a cup of coffee. Wait, did you hear what he said? Did you? A cup of coffee? But he doesn't seem tired. Yeah, he doesn't seem tired. How can it be possible? He doesn't seem tired. Huh. We'll have to investigate it further. We realized that after they were done doing the confirmer check, or during the confirmer check when it started, or what I mean is that in the start of the confirmer check, the captain asks that when we're at a level altitude, could you get me some coffee? And he agrees.
According to the CVR, the captain asks the first officer, "When we're at a level altitude, can you get me some coffee?"
We're nearly level. We're nearly at a level altitude. Yeah. Hello, I'm the captain here. Yeah. Yeah, so could you get me the coffee now, nearly? So, could you get me the coffee, please? Now. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna go. I'll be back in a few minutes here. Okay. Thanks for closing the door. Wait a minute, did you hear that? What? That didn't sound like sabotage. He fell asleep. Play that again.
The investigators make a shocking conclusion.
Wait, hang on a minute. Is that the throttle closing down? What in the hell? What the hell? What the hell is that? Wait a minute. He's falling asleep.
The captain fell asleep.
Autopilot.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Pull up. Systems damaged.
And that's it. But how did he fall asleep? We don't know. Yet. But hey, what? Let me guess. The throttle. He accidentally brought it back to idle. Then those last minutes probably. His hand probably slid through the throttle. Yeah, that could be a reason for it. Yeah. Yeah. Strange. We'll have to investigate more.
The investigators know why the plane crashed, but they don't know why the captain fell asleep.
Alright. We don't know why I fell asleep, but I think there's two factors going there. A lack of sleep and not eating very well. Yeah. Because that could explain it, right? Investigate it. Yeah, we can investigate it. Look under the captain's wait, we got something. What? There's this one extended transcript part of the CVR in the start. It says that the captain said that he hadn't slept well and hadn't eaten in for 4 hours after the takeoff from Hawaii.
The investigators have solved the cause of the crash. After Kinder Airways Flight 111, Kinder Airways gave more sleep time for their pilots, and the ability to eat in places they have never eaten before. The investigators got the preliminary report done just before September 11th. Kinder Airways recovered on November 3rd of 2007. Flight 111 is a tradic reminder of how sleep and food is important.